Hi, my name is Liudas Butkus, and in this episode of What to Hodl, I want to do a review of Pdata token. What it is a platform where they are gathering data about its users. I think the easiest comparison is that if you have been a user of sites that give out surveys and you can get paid or you can get different discounts and stuff like that. So the Opiria Pdata is a similar platform where you are able to do surveys, where they can actually gather data about you, and you will get paid for your data. So the concept is pretty clear, but the huge innovation and the huge focus of Opiria is going to be security of your data. Right now we hear a lot of stories of leaked data, of even leaked passwords to your accounts and stuff like that, which is, I think, one of the biggest problems of centralized websites and centralized data storage right now, because your data is not secure, and even the biggest sites with the greatest minds working on the security of the products, even they can have a loophole, even they can leak out your data, and it's not secure. Blockchain, which comes with a lot of security, and this is why there's such a boom in cryptocurrencies, and the whole interest in this technology is booming, is because it is solving this huge problem that we have. So in the white paper, there was a list of companies that do market research and are competitors to Opiria and are bigger for now than Opiria. And for example, there were data that some companies has uh, data about 80% of US households. So they are gathering data and they already have 80% of households data in their databases. And on average, they have around 1,000 data points about a household. So they know a lot of specific data, and they are selling this data to companies as a commodity. They have gathered the data and now they are monetizing it to companies that need it to do research and stuff like that. And you don't even know it that your data is being used and monetized, and you don't even know that it was even gathered in the first place. So you have not given permission to a lot of this data that is flowing in the market. So this is a huge problem, and blockchain and Pdata and Opiria with blockchain technology is going to solve it. So because everything on the blockchain can be private, uh, and I will talk about the technology in a second, but overall that this is where they are focusing at security. And there's also going to be a new regulation for data security going out in the European Union, which is quite significant. What it talks about is that uh, data collectors will have to give the ability for people to delete their data. So right now, if you do something bad on Google, they are collecting data about you, and you can't really do much about it. But with the new regulations, they will have to give you an option to let you delete that collected data and stuff like that. and there are even more requirements that come with this regulation. And Opiria, using all this blockchain technology, will be able to easily meet all the requirements that you will need to give permissions, for example, to someone to use your data. You will be able to download your data, see your data, what has been collected, and stuff like that. And also, uh, everything has to be secure. So, in my opinion, centralized services will have a really hard time uh, actually to meet the requirements of this new regulation that's coming out uh, pretty soon. But Opiria, with its new technology and new architecture, is going to be already ahead, and it's going to be clearly above and beyond in its functionality uh, to make this regulation happen and to abide by this regulation. So let's dive more into the technology. So how it will all work. So your data, you will be, and you can already start, though it's not yet using the blockchain, but they already have an app that you can download on Android, on Apple. It's nothing special right now. Also, they're only working in 4 countries for now. We'll talk about it later, but you can already start doing surveys and give out data about yourself. But let's talk about how it will be once they have the blockchain integrated with their platform. So you will be given out surveys about yourself that will be building your profile and building your data set. The more data you provide about yourself, the more valuable you are in the market for businesses. Businesses, businesses need data to do market research, uh, to give questionnaires about a new project, a new product that they want to release. Do people need it? What suggestions do they have? They also need data about products that they are creating, that they have already created, and how they can improve them. And they need real data, data that's being uh, collected right now. It's not always going to be accurate. Uh, if you are registering on a website, for example, that you are not really trusting, are you going to give out your all correct data? Well, some people lie about their birthdays, their names, etc., if they don't trust the website and if they are not really incentivized to provide correct data. So in the Pdata token, it will be the incentivization mechanism to provide accurate and to provide lots of data. And this is how it all works. So businesses will spend Pdata tokens to give out surveys to users, to collect their data and to be able to analyze it. They will be spending money to do so. And the customers, the users, will be able to get the tokens for answering surveys and for selling their data if they want to. So if there is a company you don't even like, you will be able to not give it your data. So if, for example, there's an oil company and you're all about saving Earth, then you might not want to sell your data to that oil company, and that's all. You have full control of your data because it is all fully encrypted, and the data will be transferred through smart contracts. So you will need to sign the smart contract to give permission to get your data. So this is how it all works. You answer surveys, you fill out your profile, and you get your profile more valuable, and you get paid in Pdata tokens. And as the community and the business grows, the value of the token is also likely to increase. And also, the more Pdata tokens you will have, the more likely you will be the first in line to sell your data and make more money. So this is the technology and the idea and how it will work. So I think it is the next generation of market research and the next generation of working with data, because first, right now, this is going to be only regulations in the European Union. I think something similar will probably follow in United States and all over uh, all over the planet, actually, because uh, this data and how companies are using it is definitely not, it's quite shady, and we all want privacy. We all want to be in control of our data, and we want to know where our data is being used and if it's being collected. And there are more and more privacy-centric people, and privacy is very important to users. So blockchain helps with that, all the functionalities, and I think this will be a good combination. So now let's scroll through the website. I have talked about the main points. So the public sale starts in 12 days. The ICO wants to raise $30 million, which is pretty huge amount. If there is going to be a lot of excitement and they sell out within 5 days of their ICO, they will raise additional 5 million, and that adds up to 35 million raised through ICO, which is quite big for this kind of project, in my opinion. Nonetheless, and that's how they want to go. I do appreciate that they are very clear that about the additional 5 million if there's going to be huge interest in the ICO. Other other ICOs that I have seen don't usually write that in their white papers, and it's usually a surprise. And yeah, so I really appreciate their honesty about that. So they already have a working product, they already have their app, they already have existing customers and real revenue. I'm going to show you their business plan, which is really good, and we'll talk about more about that. So Opiria platform has already been used by companies like Mercedes-Benz, Volkswagen, Audi, General Motors, BMW, Nissan, Intel, Freightliner, Procter & Gamble, and yeah, that's a mouthful. What else? What other ICO have you seen with customers like that? Not partnerships, they have already been customers because this is a working product. So in my opinion, this is really quite amazing. And the numbers, if you are interested, what is this? It is the pre-sale, where the minimum contribution is 50,000, and they have already raised 1.5 million dollars, and I think it's capped at 5 million. So you can already see that they are raising money already in the pre-sale. So if you have and are willing to invest more than 50,000, you might want to consider it because they are giving a pretty good bonus. So their vision is to develop a global decentralized marketplace for the secure and transparent trading of personal data based on the blockchain. Yeah, establish Pdata token as the currency that expresses the value of personal data. So as the business grows, as there are more companies wanting to generate data, the value of your data is going to increase, and the Pdata token value is also going to increase as there are more economic activity happening in this network. Concept. Uh, so this is a little bit about the overall market. So there's the overall data market right now is $250 billion per year. Trading volume of personal data, 57 million business to customer companies that need your personal data. So there's a huge demand for this data from companies that want to create new products, improve products, try out new ideas, and get opinions from users. And there's $80 value of your email address. So that's how it's valued. One company that was mentioned in the white paper has basically they are selling email addresses with extra data, and they have managed to collect per email address additional 30 to 100 data points that come with the email address. So it's quite interesting how much data they can associate with your email address, and actually how are they getting that information is quite interesting to me. And $100 for providing feedback about a product. So this is how much it is worth for the companies to get that data from you. So how it works, I already talked about that. Existing companies with revenues, others have just ideas, we build solutions. So, and they have an interactive business plan, though it's quite good. It looks good, but the terms over here seem a bit strange. So consumers and platform, customers, sales partners. So if we go to the white paper, we have the same thing, but we have customers, consumers, and we have countries, and sales partners are here. So they also mentioned the countries over here, which I thought are kind of the same thing as the countries. And so 9, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I think I'm right. So the sales partners I think equals the countries where it is active. So I think it's better to go through this one. So right now they have 50 customers, which is 50 businesses that are using their platform. They have around 4,000 users that are giving out data, and they are working in UK, China, Malaysia, and South Korea. So I think these are the sales partners, and they have generated $300,000 in revenue. So these are their predictions for their finances. I think it might be a little optimistic, in my opinion, to reach 250 million in 6 years. It is possible, but yeah, be skeptical about it. But these are just predictions. So let's go through several years. So in 2008, so uh, are we in 2017 or are we in 2018? So it's a bit strange now. Let's read what they say around here. So for specific, we present below the actual revenues of the Opiria platform. So yeah, so these were the revenues, what they have managed to achieve in 2017, because 2018 haven't ended, so they do not have specific figures. So these are the predictions. So they want to have 150 businesses in 2018, 100,000 customers, and expand to USA, France, Germany, Japan, Singapore. And they want to double their revenue and a bit more. So by entering these big markets, I think they will be able to do so if everything is okay, though they will be doing more development for the new application for the Opiria 2.0. So we'll see how they will manage to transition to a new platform and also at the same time try to grow the amount of customers that they have and to not run into problems. So and next they want to have in 2019 300 customers, businesses, and then 1,500,000 consumers, and expand to Brazil, Mexico, Italy, Spain, Netherlands, Sweden, Canada, Australia, and have around 2 million in revenue. So this is not profit but revenue. So that would be a pretty decent economic activity happening with the Pdata token if it goes as according to the plan. And to 2023 they want to have 50 countries available, 27,000 businesses using their platform, and to have 250 million dollars in revenue in a market where the revenues are counted in billions. As I mentioned, it's the data market is $200 billion per year by some source that they mentioned. So I think it is achievable for a single company to get a pretty nice slice of this pie. And yeah, so this is that. This is their business plan. And next I want to talk about the founders. They seem to be some really interesting people. So firstly, has a master's and a PhD. His master's is in science and mechanical engineering and PhD in human factors and ergonomics. He has a proven track record of entrepreneurship. He was the founder of Ergoneers GmbH in 2005, which he developed into Ergoneers Group, partners in more than 20 countries. Within 10 years, he bootstrapped Ergoneers Group from zero to a $5 million plus in revenue without any equity investment. In 2015, he has exited this business, and the Ergoneers Group is a pretty similar business to what they are going to be working on over here. So it's not like they don't have any experience in this market, or so they do have, and that's going to be a major factor in building Opiria. And this is why they already have customers and a working product. Next, the second founder has a master's in science and computer science. Her specialties include scalable software architecture, requirement engineering, and she was also working in Siemens. She also joined the Ergoneers GmbH in its early startup phase, She headed the software development department, and under her management, the company's software product grew into an internationally successful complete data acquisition and analysis platform with 1,000 plus business-to-business customers. So they were doing pretty well at that business. Not sure why they exited it and started this new venture, but overall it seems really good for me, and I really like this project. So this is it. I think the video is getting pretty long already. So yeah, so the ICO starts in 12 days. It's a really interesting project. Blockchain is definitely needed here because of the security of data. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how they will launch this. And I think there's one more thing about the roadmap. Over here is their timelines. Basically, this is their Pdata token generation event in April. And then in September, what are they planning to release? September 2018. So in around 3 to 4 months, there's going to be Opiria 2.0, which will include eye tracking, emotion detection, and web surveys modules. In December, extended consumer profile module. In February 2019, web browsing behavior and online purchases module, social media module, smartphone module, device usage module, wearables and smart devices module, PC, laptop usage module. So they want to gather data from all types of sources, and they will start from mobile. So they have goals up to 2020 and then there's the roadmap for the blockchain. So in August, development of peer-to-peer data trading mechanism. In November, integration of blockchain in the Opiria platform. In December, minimum viable product, development of the blockchain-based platform. In January 2019, internal platform testing, and launch of the blockchain-based platform in March 2019. So when all the puzzle pieces will be added together. So this is it for this video. If you have any questions, well, try reading the white paper. Or if you don't find something, just leave a comment in below the video and I will answer it. So this is it for this video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.